Hello friends, today we will discuss the next two problems that cannot be solved using Wheatstone bridge. Even though their circuit configuration gives us a confusion of being Wheatstone bridge. So the first thing that we have to do here is identify the problem, whether it is following Wheatstone bridge rule or not, and then how to solve it. So let us start. You can see here one resistance 1 ohm, 2 ohm in as an intermediate resistance is present. In another branch again 1 ohm is present, and here in these two branches 0 ohm is present. In such type of cases we can't apply Wheatstone bridge rule. This problem will be solved by dividing this whole circuit into two parts. Suppose these are the nodes C and D. So from this point to infinity, again the resistance will be same as the total resistance of the circuit. Total resistance of the circuit is, suppose it is RAB, or you can say if it is R, then assume this from this point to infinite, the equivalent resistance is again R. By assuming this, you have to solve such type of circuit. Then what will happen? Now circuit will become like this. This is 2 ohm, this is 1 ohm. These are the nodes A and B. And here I will connect this equivalent resistance R. Okay. Here again the equivalent resistance is R. Now using this combination we will calculate the value of R. So here the parallel combination of these two R and 2 ohm, that will be R into 2, R plus 2. Series combination of this plus 1 will give us the value of R. Okay. So you have to use this formula. Then simplify this. 2R plus 2 is equals to R square plus 2R. Simplify this. Take this LCM, multiplied by this, again multiplied by this. 2R will be cancelled from both sides. Now the equation is R square minus R minus 2 is equals to 0. This becomes a quadratic equation. Now we will find the roots of R, that will give us its value. So R is equals to, apply the discriminant formula, minus B, that is minus 1, that is plus 1, plus minus under root B square. B is minus 1, that is minus 1 square, minus 4 multiplied by A, that is 1, C, that is minus 2. Okay. So this is the second term. Divided by 2A, A is 1, so it is 2 into 1. This will give us the value of R. So 1 plus minus, here will come 1 plus 8, that is 9, divided by 2. Take this plus sign first, that will become 1 plus 3, that is 4 by 2, that is equals to 2 ohm. Ignore this negative sign because resistance can't be a negative value. So your R equivalent comes equals to 2 ohm in case of such combination. Now the second requirement is to find the current through this 2 ohm resistance. In this first 2 ohm resistance you have to find the current. Again use this combination. This is your current I. Okay. So your R equivalent here it comes equals to 2 ohm. And suppose a battery of 6 volt is applied, and then you have to find the current. Then current originating, suppose this current is small I, and this would be equal to battery voltage divided by the equivalent resistance. So here it comes equals to 3 ampere. So the 3 ampere current will originate from this battery because of this battery voltage and the resistance. So 3 ampere, now it will distribute in two parts, and since this R is again 2 ohm, as we have calculated this from this point to infinite, this R is again the same. So it will divide it into two parts. So the current I is nothing but the half of its value, that is 3 ampere. So it will become 1.5 ampere. So in this way, you can find the value of the equivalent resistance. We come to the fourth problem, which is also not a Wheatstone bridge problem. How to check it? The ratio of this R1 is to R2, which is 2 by 5, and R3 is to R4, which is 5 by 2, and they are not equal. So it is not a Wheatstone bridge. So a current will flow through this intermediate resistance. And how to solve such problem? Connect these points here, because these are connected between these two nodes. So we can show it here also. That will make our circuit more clear. And first we have to assume the currents in this circuit. Suppose this current, since battery would be connected here between these two AB terminals, where we have to find the equivalent resistance. RAB or R equivalent we have to find. A current would be flowing here, and let this current be I, and this battery is E with positive and negative terminal. So this current would be divided into two parts. One would be flowing here, and say it is I1, and here will flow another current, and suppose this current is I2. As we can see in this node, it is divided into two parts. So I is equal to I1 plus I2. From this equation we can get the value of I2, which is nothing but I minus I1. So we can replace this I2 by I minus I1. Okay, I1 current is flowing across this 2 ohm resistance, and I minus I1 across this 5 ohm resistance. Same current would be coming out of this circuit, and it is nothing but I. The current that is entering into the circuit would be the same as current coming out of the circuit. This current is also made up of two currents, that is I1 and I minus I1. Why? Because the path is same, that is joining to this node and this node. So at 2 ohm here I1 current is flowing. So again here I1 current would be in this path, and I minus I1 would be flowing through this 5 ohm resistance. So that sum of these two will make I current at node B. We can assume these voltages as VA and VB. This node voltage is nothing but VA, and this voltage is VB. Okay. Now we have to apply KVL in this circuit to find the value of I. Okay. Because our R equivalent would be nothing but VA minus VB divided by the current. The voltage applied at terminals A and B, that is VA minus VB, and the current flowing because of that applied voltage. So this is the formula of R equivalent. You have to solve for this formula. So our first necessity is to find the value of this VA minus VB divided by I. That means we have to solve for I. So apply KVL in the circuit. KVL in the circuit. Suppose this node is C and this is D. First we will apply KVL in this loop. In the loop that is starting from node A, passing through node C and coming back to node B. This is a complete loop because it is connected here with a battery. So we will first apply KVL in loop A to C and to B. This is our path. So start from this point. Here node voltage is VA. Here we are moving in the direction of current. That means plus to minus. So minus sign will come here. 2 ohm resistance along with current, that is I1. Here again we are moving in the direction of current. So 5 is the resistance and current is I minus I1 is equals to VB. So this is our first equation we got by applying KVL in this loop. So it is equals to nothing 2I1 plus 5I1, that is minus 3I1 plus 5I. This is our first equation. Now apply the KVL in the another loop. Don't apply it here because there are the same current and same resistances. So choose some another path and we can find this path to reach up to node B. Okay. So apply second time we have to apply in this path and come to node B. So again we are starting from A. We are moving from A to C and then D and then to B node. So write down this VA minus VB is equals to 5I minus 3I1 as a first equation on the right hand side. Now again apply KVL. Okay, in the second loop. Start from this point. VA is our starting point. Then we are moving in direction of current, that is minus 2I1. We are moving in this direction now. Okay. So here how much current is there, that we have to determine. Suppose it is I. Write it minus 4I. This is the voltage drop here. Then we are moving through this resistance. Here again we are moving in the direction of current. So minus will come, minus 2I1. Then we reach to node B, that is equal to VB. Okay. Now we have to find the value of I in terms of our given variables, that is I and I1. So we can solve it by applying the KCL or junction rule at node C. Do you all know junction rule or KCL? Apply junction rule at node C. What is junction rule? All incoming currents are equal to the all outgoing current at every node of the circuit. So here two currents are outgoing and one current is incoming. So I1 is incoming and outgoing is I plus second outgoing is I minus I1. These are two outgoing currents and this is one incoming current, and both should be equal at this node. Incoming is equals to outgoing. Now solve it to find the value of I in terms of this, that is 2I1 minus I. We got this value in terms of I. Now write down or replace this I by 2I1 2I1 minus I. Okay, so this is our equation. Simplify it. Write down VA minus VB is equals to, how many I1s are here? 2, 8 and 2, that is 12, minus I1, take them on right hand side, that is 12 I1. And how many I's are here? Plus 4I, that is minus 4I if we take them on right, if we take this in on right hand side. So this is our equation number 2. So solve these two equations to find the value of what? VA minus VB divided by I. How many I? Minus 4I and 12 plus 12 I1. Okay. We got these two equations by applying KVL. Now to find these, since they are equal to VA minus VB, so we can equate equation 1 and 2, that is 5I minus 3I1 is equals to minus 4I plus 12I1, that is 9I is equals to 15I1. So find the value of I1 in terms of I, that will be 9 by 15, that is 3 by 5. So I1 is equal to 3 by 5I. So we got the value of I1 in terms of I. Now we can substitute this value in any of the equation and we will find the ratio of this, that will give us our equivalent. Okay, so substitute this here in the first equation, that is VA minus VB is equals to 5I minus 3I1. Replace this I1 by 3 by 5I and solve it for VA minus VB divided by I. So what is left here? 5 minus 9 by 5. Simplify this. This is 25 minus 9, that is 16 by 5. It is nothing but our RAB, R equivalent resistance, that is 16 by 5 ohm. So if such type of circuit is given in your exam, then you need not to apply Wheatstone bridge. It would be solved by applying KVL in loops. थैंक यू. अगर आपको ये वीडियो अच्छा लगा हो तो इसे प्लीज़ लाइक और सब्सक्राइब करें. थैंक यू.